So I'd like to welcome everybody to today's session. It's Tai Chi for Health. So this is a class where we use the movements of Tai Chi and Qigong, which are two Chinese exercise systems, along with the principles of Tai Chi, which is a martial art as well, to improve our health. We can improve our muscle strength, our flexibility, our balance, our mood, and hopefully have a little bit of fun along the way. You'll need a little space around you because we're going to take a step or two in each direction. But I want you to always maintain your stability. So if there's any point where you feel a little bit wobbly, you feel free to lean on something or maybe even sit down. You can sit for the entire class, in fact, and still get a lot out of it by just moving what you can move. My only rule in class is don't fall down. So if you have any small animals running around, best leave them outside the room so you don't trip on them, because that would violate my rule. We're now going to begin. We're going to bring our feet as close together as is comfortable for you. We're going to bring our hands to our lower abdomen, and we're just going to breathe. We're going to inhale and exhale. Now I want your belly to expand as you inhale. So we're using the abdominal muscles and the diaphragm for breathing and exhale. As you inhale, your belly expands a bit. As you exhale, it gets a little bit smaller. Now I prompt the breath in class, but if that bothers you, ignore me and just breathe normally. Let's do a couple more breaths. And on the next inhale, I'd like you to hold the breath at the top just for a moment. Feel what it's like to hold on. And now let it out with an audible sigh. Feel what it's like to let go. Now we're going to start moving. As we inhale, our arms float up to the sides, shoulder height. And as we exhale, they float down. At the same time, we're softening the waist and knees as we come down. So we're doing a little mini squat. Now we're going to bring the hands all the way up top and slowly, slowly down in front. We're going to step out to the side, feet shoulder width apart. And as we inhale, our hands float up in front, chest high. As we exhale, they float down. This is the Tai Chi movement called Open the Door. Start of the journey. We inhale, we rise. We exhale, we fall. We're going to modify this movement now. We're going to bring our hands up to the heart level, turn our palms up as we reach toward the ceiling. And then slowly our arms come down. So as we inhale, they rise. And as we exhale, they fall. This is the Qigong movement called Support the Heavens Like a Pillar. Now, I mentioned that we're using the principles of Tai Chi. And I boil those principles down to a few simple ideas. First, we're moving slowly and smoothly and continuously, as if there was resistance to our movement by the air. That does wonders for our muscles. Opposing muscles are working against each other as we move so slowly and against that imaginary resistance. We're going to modify this movement again now. One hand is going to go up while the other goes down. This is the Qigong movement called Connecting the Sky and the Earth. But I'd like you to visualize that there's a cable running through your spine. And as your hands separate, they're stretching that cable, actually making you taller. If you want, you can lean to the side a little bit. Brings us to the last of the principles of Tai Chi. which is the conscious transfer of weight from foot to foot. We'll be returning to that a bunch of times in class. Now we're going to reach sideways as we do another Qigong movement called the dragon spreads its wings. What we're doing is we're twisting our spine. All of our movements so far have been moving our synovial joints, where there's fluid that both nourishes and lubricates the joints. So these gentle movements help get that fluid sloshing around to get our joints functioning better. Now we're going to stretch the we're going to swing the dragon's tail. That's where our hands swing in front of us, still twisting the spine, but always staying in your comfort zone. We do a movement that hurts, just ease off, don't do it. In fact, if you visualize doing the movement, you help make a brain-body connection that will be there when you get able to make that movement later on. We're now going to stretch our tail. We're going to bring our hands up to the side as if there's an invisible wall. I'll go to the other side. Still twisting our spine a bit, but always staying in our comfort zone. We're now going to stretch it a bit more by bringing the foot and back out. So we're getting our hips lubricated. Let's do one more set. Now we're going to inhale, the hands float up, bring the hands in toward the heart and press down. This is called sinking the chi. We're going to start swinging. I mentioned the Tai Chi practice regularly and improve your balance. We're going to do a few movements that test and challenge our balance now. First, we're going to bring one heel out in front of us and bring it back. Now the other. So all of our weight is on the back foot as we bring our foot outward. Here's where if you need to lean on something, feel free to do so. Now we're going to raise one hand over the foot, another hand over the other foot. Now both hands, one is at the heart level, the other is at the eye level. This is a Tai Chi movement called play the pipa, or play the guitar. The pipa is a Chinese stringed instrument, sort of like a guitar. We're going to go back to swinging. This time we're going to be bringing our toe out, and then the other toe out. Now we're going to point at the toe with the opposite hand. We're going to do a little bit of a bow while we point at the toe. If we do a little squat at the same time we do the bow, this is the Tai Chi movement called the needle at the bottom of the sea. We're going to go back to swinging. We're going to do a few more of these balance on one leg movements. The next one, we're going to start by holding a ball as we shift our weight from side to side. Now we're going to separate our hands as we continue shifting. Now we're going to finish the movement by bringing the foot out on the ball of the foot, same side as the hand moving down. Let's coordinate this. Here goes the foot. This is the Tai Chi movement called the white crane spreads its wings. I'm going to go to the other side now, do the same thing. So we're going to rotate that ball and now separate our hands. So one of the things you get with Tai Chi and Qigong is this movement of the shifting of weight and the movement of arms, things that you don't normally do in your daily life. Well, very few of us do this movement in our daily life. And therefore, it makes new brain connections. So it helps keep our brain young. We're now going to bring our foot out. So same side as the hand moving down, toe comes out. So the white crane is spreading its wings. We're going to come back to some crane movements later on. Let's do one more. And then we're going to keep our swinging because I have a t-shirt on today that has the next movement we're going to do. We're going to start by bringing our hand up to our face level, looking between the thumb and forefinger, still rocking back and forth. We're now going to bring that same sided foot in on the ball of the foot. Now we're going to raise the knee, if you can. If you can't, just leave the foot on the floor and imagine you're raising the knee. This is the Tai Chi movement called the golden rooster stands on one leg. And don't fall down. Now we're going to do the other side. We always do all the movements on both sides because we're looking for balance both physically and mentally. Next hand comes up. Just the hand at first. Now we're going to bring the foot in. Now we're going to raise the knee. If we can. That time my foot didn't want to come off the floor, but that's okay. No judgment here. We're trying to be mindful, so aware of our body and not judging what we can do or can't do. And thus, the golden rooster stood on one leg to greet the morning. We're going to come back for another few balance movements later on. But right now, we're going to sync the chi. We're going to do some corner work instead of side-to-side work. We're going to step out to that corner and push up and away. So we're shifting our weight now from the front leg to the back leg. If we look down at our feet, they're separated in two different directions, front to back and side to side. So we're in a very stable position. This is usually called the bow step, sometimes the bow and arrow step, and sometimes the mountain climbing step. But now we're just pushing a mountain. Tai Chi movement. We're going to modify this now by bringing the palms together and then swimming back as we do a Qigong movement called parting the clouds. So the shifting of weight is important for knowing where your body is, strengthening your muscles. And that is proprioception, that knowing where your body is important in balance. We're now going to reverse direction with our arms, bringing the back of our hands together and then scooping downward and backward as we move downward and backward. It's a Qigong movement called the mama bear gathers her cubs. I'm going to do a few more corner movements. First, we're going to cross our wrists, come forward, separate our arms as we look up. And now we're going to shift our weight back, crossing our wrist again, and looking down, but keeping our spine straight. So we inhale as we come up. We exhale as we slowly come down. This is the Qigong movement called the butterfly, where our arms are making the lovely wings of the butterfly. Let's do one more. We're going to sit back. We're going to go to the other side and do the same series of movements. So first we step out to that corner, step forward and push. This is sometimes called push-pull, sometimes called push, usually called push the mountain. To coordinate the breath, you exhale as you move forward, inhale as you move back. Now we're going to part the clouds. So we bring our palms together and we sort of do the breaststroke coming back. Now we're going to gather our baby cubs. So the back of our hands swing around. We pull our cubs in and then scoop back. And finally, we're going to do our butterfly. So we're going to cross our wrists, lunge forward, palms raise up as we look up, and we bow as we come back. We're going to sit back and sink the chi. Whoops.
Washington is cold and gray, flowered hats and high-heeled shoes.
My music has gone away. We're going to continue moving though. We're going to go up to the cloud level. So we're going to start by bringing our hand up and across our face. Change hand positions, the other hand comes up. And this is the Tai Chi movement called waving hands like clouds. We're shifting our weight from side to side. We're turning our torso as well from side to side. So the hands are basically just going up and down. And it looks like they're moving side to side because our body is turning. See if you can feel the air between your fingers as the hands are moving. Now in Tai Chi, there's also a movement side to side as we do this. We're going to add the footwork now. So we're going to step to the side as the hand moves, then bring the other foot in. One more step. And we're going to go back the other way. And I said we're going to take 2 steps in each direction, so we can do a total of 4 this direction. And now back. So in essence, we're balancing on one foot as we move the other one out. Many of you have probably seen the TikTok and other videos online about the magic of Tai Chi walking. There ain't no magic in Tai Chi walking, but this is a method of Tai Chi walking side to side. So here we are in the clouds. We're going to do a Tai Chi movement called the single whip next. So we're going to take one hand and make a hook, have the other hand move away, and then turn the palm out. So we're sort of making an oval with the moving hand, and the other one is just sitting there holding a little beak. I don't know. In Tai Chi, this might be holding a person while you're hitting them with the back of your hand and then grabbing with the front of your hand. You can add the foot movement by bringing the foot in and then stepping out. I'm going to release the hook, go back to the clouds, and do that same movement on the other side. So we're going to take this hand, make a hook, and now strike out with the other. To coordinate the breath, you would inhale as you come back, exhale as you strike. To add the footwork, now we're going to release the hook, go back to the clouds. So waving hands like clouds is often used as a standing, moving meditation. So if you try to have your mind totally in your present, just functioning as the hands move and the body turns. Trying not to think about other problems in your life or the world. There are plenty of those. We're now going to do this again and add another movement. So we're going to take our hand and make a hook. We're going to do a single whip. We're going to do one more single whip. Now we're going to widen our stance and reverse direction. This hand comes all the way up, and then we slide down our leg, going outward. And this is a Tai Chi movement that, although sometimes called the downward single whip, it's usually called the snake creeps down. Snake creeps through the grass. Now we're going to release the hook, go back to the clouds, and go to the other side. So the other hand makes a hook and strikes out. One more time with feeling. And now we reverse direction, widen our stance, bring this hand all the way up and down toward the floor. So it doesn't matter how far you can go. If you go online and look at people doing a single whip, they sometimes are right on the surface of the ground. And when you're like me, it's right at the level of my knee. That's as far as I can go. Now we're going to release the hook, go back to the clouds. We're going to do a few more movements at this level of the atmosphere. We're going to close our fists. This is sometimes called storm clouds. And we're now going to do a couple of Qigong movements. First, we'll do a very classic Qigong movement. We're going to lean to the side as our hand sort of stops in space. This is called, it has many names, the lazy monk, or the monk lies his head on a pillow. We're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. What it's doing is it's challenging your leaning and maintaining stability. Knowing how far you can go without falling down. And I do want to stop you and not fall down. We can modify this as another Qigong movement. If we bring the hands at the belly and above the head, and if we look over the belly hand, the shoulder, it has a different name. It's called the tiger hugs his head. We can make it a balance movement by lifting our back leg. And we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. So we're going to, one hand's above the head, the other at the belly. Look over the shoulder. Still doing a little bit of leaning, but don't lean too far, because when we raise our foot, we don't want to fall down. We do want to get our foot off the floor if we can, though. Okay. And that was the tiger hugging its head. We're going to now do a Tai Chi movement with the same hand position. We're going to step out to the corner. Stepping out to the corner, look over the shoulder, and this is called riding the tiger. So again, listen to your body, stay in your comfort zone. But the more you can stretch and change your weight position, the more you're building up the muscles in the leg. We're going to come back in and go to the other side. Step out to the other corner. Ride the other tiger. We're going to come back in. Open our hands. We're back in the clouds. At this point, we're going to stop our hands at one side. bring our opposite foot in. We're going to do a little dance. So we're doing a little bit of a mini squat as the hands are moving up and down and in and out. We're now going to step out to the corner. Hands do the same movement, but it's the Tai Chi movement called brush knee and push. To coordinate the breath, you inhale as you rock back, exhale as you come forward. So you're deflecting a punch coming at you and pushing your opponent away. Let's do one more, and we're going to leave the hands on that side so we can do our dance again. Go to the other side. So we're stepping out to the corner, so we still get into that bow stance. So it's a very stable stance. You're not going to fall down if your feet are separated front to back and side to side. Then we're going to come back in. We're going to sync the chi. I think we're going to go a little bit higher elevation. We're going to go up to the moon. So we're going to start by holding the moon. And for those of you who like Pilates, we're going to add to this. Right now, we're just holding the moon. We're going to widen our stance a little bit, and we're going to do a crunch that is tightening our pelvic and abdominal muscles as we squeeze the moon. So this is the only core building exercise specifically in this class, although our standing and moving gently does activate our pelvic floor muscles. So we have now squeezed the moon. We're now going to hold the moon and toss the moon. So we're going to take the moon and raise it up to the sky. So we're turning our torso so that as we put our weight on our legs, the front leg and the back leg, we're facing in the appropriate direction, the same direction as our knee. We're now going to bring the other hand into it, and we're parting the wild horse's mane, Tai Chi movement. Let's do one more. Now we're going to go to the other side, so we're going to rotate the moon, take one top hand away, and we're going to toss the moon just to get the feel of the movement. Now we're going to bring the other hand in, and it just goes straight down while we move. In Tai Chi, this is often described as knocking someone over your knee with your rising arm. So you're taking them down to the floor. It has a lot of other applications, but just getting used to the hands separating as you shift your weight is important for your brain and your body. We're now going to come back in, and we're going to hold the moon again. We're going to take that moon for an orbit around the Earth. We're going to step out to the corner and lean forward as we bring the moon out and backward as it comes back. We're going to do it a few times in one direction, and now we're going to reverse direction and come back the other side. We're going to sit back, going to go to the other side and do the same thing. So we're going to step out to the other corner, bring that moon out. And back the other way. And we're going to sit back, and while we're here at the moon level, we're going to do another Tai Chi movement. We start by holding the moon. Now we're going to step out to the corner, rotate the moon, and push. So we'd have a rocking into the corner movement, a rotating of a ball movement, and in the Tai Chi, we're deflecting upward and pushing, sort of the inverse of the brush knee and push, but the deflecting arm is moving the opposite direction. We're going to come back to the center. We're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. This is the Tai Chi movement called the Fair Lady Works the Shuttle. To coordinate the breath, you inhale as you come back, exhale as you go forward. And we're going to sit back, sync the chi. We're going to do a few more breathing type exercises, but I said we're going to come back to another crane movement, so we're going to do another crane movement now. When we started out, we had our feet together and we're flying. We're now going to raise one foot off the floor. And this is the crane. And now we're going to raise the other foot. And it's okay to wobble. It's just not okay to fall down. And we're going to sync the chi. We're going to do a few upward stretching movements now. We're going to bring our hands up in prayer position, raise all the way up and come up on our toes, if we can, and then come back down. So this is sometimes called the arrow, sometimes called phoenix rising. If you raise one foot off the floor, it's a balance movement too. And we're going to do the other foot. Now, if you can't raise your foot off the floor, just visualize doing it. Mine doesn't come off for very long, and I don't want to fall down. Here we're going to sync the chi. I think we're going to do a few more circular movements, giving a little stretching. So we're going to close our fist gently. We're going to turn a big wheel. And the wheel can be as big or as small as you like. If you only have a little wheel, you turn a little wheel. We're going to go back the other way. I like a big wheel. Now we're going to do another one. This morning when I was tying my shoes, I said I have to do this movement more regularly. So I'm going to bring my hands up to the side, and they're going to come down the front of my body, and at the chest, they're going to swing around to the back. And we're going to slide them down the back and the back of the leg, coming as far as is comfortable for you down to the floor, and then bringing the hands up. And this is brushing the earth and the sky. It's a very old. It's from the 8 pieces of brocade, which is probably a 600-year-old Qigong set of exercises. So in all of these movements, you're not rushing. You're actually trying to be as slow as possible and breathing as along with your movement. Helps you get more flexibility, more range of motion. I think we're ready to do another bird movement. This time we're going to catch a sparrow's tail. It's a 4-part movement. So we are going to do each of the 4 parts separately. First, we're going to ward off. So we're stepping out toward the side, and one hand moves down while the other moves away, shifting our weight forward as we push our opponent away, warding off. The second part is pulling back. So the hands are arcing down toward the floor. We start at the shoulder level and come down toward the floor. In the martial art, this is redirecting your opponent's movement away from your body and down on the floor. The third part of the movement is press. we're going to bring our palms together, and as we lunge forward, we press our palms together. We get back in position to do it again, and another time. And the fourth and final part of this movement is push the mountain, which we did earlier in class. So we're lunging forward as we push. And I want you to look down at your feet. Make sure that your knee does not go past the tip of your toes. We always want the body in a very stable position where it's not straining the joints. So let's put those four movements together, and together they're called catch the sparrow's tail. So we step out and ward off. We reach up and we roll back. We bring our palms together as we press, and then we push the mountain. To coordinate the breath, you inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do one more of these. Ward off, pull back, press, and push. Now we're going to go to the other side and do the same thing. So we do the same four movements separately, warding off. So notice as you're doing the warding off, your torso is turning. As you start, you're facing forward, and as you end, you're facing sideward. Always having your torso face the same direction as your knee when the leg is having a lot of weight on it. Now we're going to pull back. Again, the torso is turning. Next is the press. And finally, the push. So let's put those all together. Catch that sparrow's tail. Ward off, pull back, press, and push. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Ward off, pull back, press, and push. We're going to come back. We're going to sync the chi. I think we're going to do a few stepping forward movements. So we're going to start by taking a step forward. We're going to bring our hands to our side. We're going to take one leg, put all of our weight on it, bring the other foot out, and gently put the heel down. Now we're going to put the toe down, and now we're going to transfer the weight. Bring the other foot upward. There we go. Now we're going to have all the weight on this leg. Bring the heel out, not fall down. Heel out, toe down, and now transfer the weight. So this is a very bad way of walking fast, but it's a very good way of being sensitive to where your weight is and how it's being distributed and being stable when you transfer the weight. We're not going to go backward. We're going to keep the weight on this leg, raise the foot, bring it back, and gently place the toe down, gently place the heel down, and now transfer the weight. Bring the other foot in, take another step. Transfer the weight to this leg, the toe goes back, the heel goes down, and now we transfer the weight. So that's one kind of Tai Chi walking. We're going to add that to a punch. So we're going to bring our hands to our waist. We're now going to take a step forward, heel, toe. As we transfer the weight, we throw a punch. And we're going to come back. We're going to go to the other leg. Heel, toe. As we transfer the weight, we punch. We're going to do 2 more punches. That's enough. So that's the way you can add momentum to a punch, but also be very conscious of your weight transfer. I think the next thing we're going to do is a few more pieces from the 8 pieces of brocade. We're going to do the punch from the 8 pieces of brocade just because it's so fun. First, we're going to widen our stance. This is called the horse stance, as if we're riding a horse. We're going to do a little squat, and we're going to make our same fists at our waist, and we're going to punch without a step, and then we're going to flare our hands as we bring our hands back in. If we coordinate the breath, we inhale, exhale as we punch, inhale as we flare and come back. Now, this is called punch with fierce face. So you can make a fierce face while you're punching. I don't normally do that because my face is so fierce anyway. And while we're in this leg position, we're going to do another piece from another movement from the 8 pieces of brocade. We're going to fire an arrow. So we're going to bring our hands up, crossing the wrists. Now we're going to imagine that we have a bow, and we're going to aim sideward and let loose the arrow. You can do a little bit of a squat while you do this. So you're upright, grab the bow, aim the arrow. As we squat, shoot the arrow. So this is called the archer, or sometimes shoot the golden eagle. So it's a little bit of a deeper squat than we've done other points in class. So stay in your comfort zone. Do what feels right for you. No pain, no gain has nothing to do with Tai Chi. Now we're going to cut back up. And we're going to do our centering exercise. Feet shoulder width apart, hands at the waist, palms up. And we're going to be sure to breathe from the diaphragm as we raise one arm up and then slowly, slowly down in front. Now the other hand. So it's trying to center your bodies physically, but more than that, emotionally, psychologically. You want to be in the moment right here, focusing on the movement. And we're going to do one more of these and then bring the feet closer together, but we're going to keep trying to have that in the moment focus as we bring our hands down to our lower abdomen and check our breathing. Make sure we're still breathing using the diaphragm so our abdomen expands as we inhale, gets a little smaller as we exhale. If you want, you can close your eyes and imagine yourself a bamboo tree in a gentle breeze. Feel yourself wafting from side to side. See how the soles of your feet. You might interrogate your body. See, do you feel any different from when you started the class? A little warmer, a little colder? Do you have any more aches and pains, or maybe a little fewer aches and pains? We're now going to open our eyes. We're going to take a big breath. Bring the hands down in front. As we finish our Tai Chi Qigong flow, I want to do a few cool down exercises, which are a way from delineating inside the class and outside the class. We're going to first do spinal cord breathing with a crunch. It combines a cat and a cow spine exercise with a deep breath and a shoulder movement, along with a crunch, a pelvic muscle tightening. I guess it's another one of those Pilates kind of moves. So we're going to inhale and arch our back. Exhale, bring our elbows together as we crunch. Make a sound as you exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale and exhale. And the next 3 cool down exercises are from Dr. Paul Lamb of the Tai Chi for Health Institute. It's where I have my certification. The first one is tapping of the thighs with the palms or a gentle fist, getting some more circulation to those muscles that we've been flexing so much in class. I like the feel of the tapping everywhere, so I do it everywhere. I certainly need more blood circulation in my head. His second cool down exercise is a modification of progressive relaxation. We're going to inhale and tense all the muscles that we can without pain, and then exhale, relaxing all those muscles. So here we go. Inhale and tense. Exhale, relax. Inhale and tense. Exhale, relax. Last time, inhale and tense. Exhale, relax. Now, his final cool down exercise is the big breath. We inhale and exhale. Try to breathe from the diaphragm as you do this. It helps the relaxation so much more. So I want to thank you for participating in the class. I'm going to stop the recording and feel free to unmute, ask any questions you might have. I do want to note that